sides as the system dictates in order to succeed in this country. That's, the system's made up by politicians. Don't blame the businessmen who have to follow the system and make those donations on either side of the coin because they have to. But what the Bushes show, what the Lindsey Graham show, what the John McCain show, folks, this is the establishment on the verge of being kicked out of office, and there's no guarantee that Trump won't be the same way. I'm not telling people he is the be-all and the end-all and the savior of anything. There's a 50-50 chance, folks. I've said this from the beginning. Donald Trump may not do any of the things that he says he's going to do. Okay? That's a 50-50 chance. It's a coin toss. But I know for a fact that every one of the other candidates that was up there on stage would have done nothing anyways. It was a 100% chance with them. With this guy, you got a 50-50 chance. I'm going to roll the dice, and I'm going to take that. 50-50 is better than 100% chance of being against me, right? And the establishment GOP is no different than the Democratic Party. Absolutely none. So any of those people that are not backing Trump for whatever if the NRA is for him, if Reince Priebus is for him, I'm going with Trump. I'm sorry. Is it the greatest thing in the world? Maybe not. I'm sorry you're not happy that he's not conservative enough. I'm sorry that he may not be the right religion for you. I'm sorry that he embraces a bigger tent of bringing the LGBTQ community into the fold of the Republican Party. We've said for years as Republicans we want a bigger tent. Well, here's a guy who is a bigger tent. We have had hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Democrats who have crossed party lines and have registered as Republicans many times to vote for Donald Trump. This is the big tent, folks. This is what you got. Does it mean you're going to like everything in the tent? Absolutely not. But it's a big tent. This is the way you get elected. He's no different than Mitt Romney if you're going to talk about conservatism, right? Mitt Romney, people didn't vote for him because they said he wasn't conservative enough. So don't talk to me about he's not conservative, he's not a real Republican. What the hell have Republicans done for us in the last 10 years? You need to ask yourself that. Sorry, Walter.
Hey, boy, man, I like to hear you get angry like that. Some raps. I hear some. Man,
set me off, didn't you, Walter?
Hellfire coming out of your nose. Hey, you know what? I like that. I like that passion, man. I tell you what. Where I was going with this too is the controversial things he's been saying, which a lot of us wanted all the Republicans to say for years about the racist Democrats. About them ain't doing nothing for black people, young people, in fact, the whole country. How they're a bunch of control freaks, baby haters, God haters, or say baby killers. Donald Trump is saying a lot of that stuff about the plight of the black American ghettos and everything else. And why aren't they coming behind him, congratulating him and reinforcing to the news media, like people like George Stephanopoulos, the Sunday news shows, Lester Crooked Holt, I don't care what nobody say, he's just as big as crook as the rest of them. Those news shows that come on 6:30 every day, World News, all of them crooks.
Right.
When they get on them shows, they need to tell me, yeah, that's right. You think Donald Trump said it, I'm going to say it twice as hard. That's right. Muslims need to be kicked out of this country, banned out of this country, the ones that hate us, and the ones, and you Democrats, y'all are the Ku Klux Klan, and if you people want to really know the truth, you need to be Googling this stuff. If you think we're lying on those Democrats.
Yeah, that's a good point, Walter, and I want to reiterate it because I've said it before on this show. You know what? Do your homework, folks. You've got Google at your fingertips. Everyone's running around with a smartphone. Find out who started Planned Parenthood. Margaret Sanger, backed by the Democratic Party. You want to talk about Black Lives Matter? 60 million abortions, and 70% of them are African American abortions. You have killed 70% of that 60 million because they were black. This is Margaret Sanger succeeding at eliminating the black race. You know, if it weren't for those abortions, white people would be a minority. And you would have a African-American majority in this country. So you can thank Margaret Sanger and the Democratic Party for the plight of the black America right now. That's what you got to look at.
Al, man, I love you. I love it when you get angry like that. Man, I tell you what, you sound you about 100% better than Hugh Hewitt. Hugh sound like he's chewing on peanuts every day. But I tell you what, he's getting a little bit. He's wising up a little bit because he's starting to grow me a little bit. You know, he's endorsing Donald Trump, and he's speaking out. He's calling Hillary a liar. You know, and some other things about him I don't understand, but he's coming along a little bit, man. You know, I used to be totally against him. Kind of, you know, he's growing on me a little bit, you know?
Anyone with a half a lick of common sense knows that you have no choice in this election. You can't vote third party, you can't vote Green Party, you can't vote it. You need to beat Hillary Clinton, because if you allow Hillary Clinton through your inaction to become president of the United States, there will never be another Republican president. The party's done. She will bring in enough Syrian refugees and enough people from other parts of the world, and they're all going to vote Democratic. There's done with the Republican Party. Forget it. It's over with, folks.
That's right. And all of them dirtbags talking this nonsense, I don't care what they say. I'm you know, it's time out for being nice. All them dummies and dirtbags talking about going third party and voting for what's the name of that one independent guy? They got about as chance as Frosty the Snowman in hell of making it.
Yeah, Evan McMullen. Now, and I will tell this, folks, go Google up his resume online and stories about his resume and how they've been fake. Evan McMullen is a joke and doesn't even belong there. So if any vote for Evan McMullen is ridiculous and just plain stupid. So, all right, Walter, anything else?
Yeah, Mike Pence. He is out there on the campaign trail with his line, but he's just a clone of Obama. And I can't wait to the debate so Mike Pence can shut Tim Kaine down and Donald Trump shut Hillary, Jezebel Clinton down.
So you don't like Kaine, but you do like Pence.
Oh no, we talking Mike Kaine.
Tim Kaine. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you confused me for a minute there. All right. Well, great,
Mike
Walter.
Pence, our guy.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, Walter, thank you very much. I got to get another call in here.
Later.
Take care, man. And calling in, Tyrone. Welcome to the show.
Hey, to your last caller and you, I point this out on my show all the time, but one of the things that is one of the biggest lies being perpetrated by the Never-Trumpers is that Donald Trump is not a conservative. When you make a column of his stance and things he's been talking about since, a year ago, June, he's more conservative than Ronald Reagan, and I think that most of the people out there that have a problem with that, they'll always come back with the caveat, yeah, but you can't trust him. Can we trust him to do this stuff? I mean, can you trust anybody to do anything? It's just ludicrous that they keep making this circular argument, and it's like a little kid that just keeps saying why. You're not going to convince them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
A numbers game, man. It boils down to this. We can talk logic all we want, but it boils down to a numbers game. So anybody out there that had, and I started using this analogy, anybody with any power, anybody that's an elected official, anybody that's a union official, you've got troops, get them onto the field. If you're not fielding your troops, if you're lukewarm, tepid, saying, well, I don't like them, but I'll vote for them, that's not enough. You got to get your people out there. We must overwhelm come November.
Yeah, and let's be honest. Any of you union guys that are out there, if your union heads are endorsing Hillary Clinton, you know she's not protecting your jobs. She will sign TPP, she will get rid of American jobs and send them overseas. So it's crazy that any union official would go against his own people who are working the factories, working the trucks, and telling them to vote for Hillary Clinton, who's going to export their jobs overseas.
Yeah, and we now have, he just called my show yesterday, we've got Mr. Right to Work, Terry Bowman. He is on the Trump team now. He is, I think there are 4 regional campaign, I don't know if the term manager is correct, but close to it, and they're all under Scott Hagerstown. Terry is the one for this part of the state, and he is telling me exactly what you just said. And here's the good news. A lot of union members are confiding that behind the scenes, they're not going with what the management's telling them to do, union management. Union management's 100% saying go with Hillary. They're out of their minds. And the rank and file, many of them are rising up. So, again, it's a numbers game. 23 million so-called Christian evangelicals didn't get off the couch in 2012. If they had, it'd be a vastly different game right now. So nobody can sit home. It's Trump, Trump, Trump all the way. Get off the couch.
Absolutely. Great.
All right, man.
Thanks, Theron. Thanks for the call. All right, so let's take a break, Derek, and when we come back, we will continue our expose of Hillary Clinton. We'll see you on the other side.
Your advertising dollar needs to go a long way, and it does with Wham Talk 1600. You can't find a more affordable economic bang for your buck. The Yellow Pages, that's covered with dust lost in a closet someplace. Cable television, nobody watches cable TV during the day. They may watch 3 hours at night at best. Music radio is background noise. Same tired tunes over and over again. Nobody's listening. That's not the case with Wham Talk 1600. You can't turn off Wham Talk 1600 radio. It's fresh and interesting day or night. People are listening. Around the clock, people listen. You're listening right now. So are your potential customers, and we cover all of southeastern Michigan with talk radio and information people pay attention to. This is talk and information radio people are talking about. Your business needs to be heard on Michigan's most exciting talk radio station. Your business needs to be advertising on Wham Talk 1600. Call 734-971-1600 today. That's 734-971-1600 for our super affordable rates and super advertising results. Start advertising today on Wham Talk 1600.
What does it mean for a country when its citizens turn on the news and expect to be misled? Because the reporters who once served as freedom's fearless watchdogs feel like distant characters in a fading memory. Today, too many journalists are just actors, playing to their boss's script. Why tell the truth when you can sell a lie for more? There's a price to pay for all this dishonesty. If the free press won't protect free people, it's our job to demand they do it. Do the work you say you do. Aim your First Amendment against hypocrisy and corruption like a hammer of the people. Kick down the doors of any leader who deceives us, and never tolerate dishonesty from your own ranks. That's what the good guys demand. We're the 5 million men and women in the National Rifle Association of America, and we will not play along. Join us today.
It's Monday morning. You send your kids off to school to learn and play. Then you head off to work to provide for your family. Finally, it's the weekend. You go to church, shopping at the mall, and maybe to the movie theater. Sounds like typical American plans, right? Unfortunately, sometimes evil steps in, and daily life is forever altered. No one thinks it'll happen to them, to their family, in their town, until it does.
Mass killings are too often the headline on the evening news, and we feel helpless to stop them. The answer to stopping these tragedies isn't to take away our Second Amendment rights. The answer is to add Templar integrated security solutions to our lives. To find out how to help create safe havens in your weekly schedule, visit TemplarISS.com. That's TemplarISS.com, because rapid responses save lives.
You're catching the drift. Gary Wellings and the Drift on Wham Talk 1600. Call 734-822-1600 to join in the discussion.
And welcome back. Thank you for tuning in to Catch My Drift. And if you missed the show live, you can always catch it on podcast, either at thedailydrift.com. It's archived there. Or we go all the way back, 5 years, I think, almost now. So we're getting close. And you can catch it at rednationrising.us. So if you miss it today, you can catch it this evening and tomorrow evening at rednationrising.us. All right, sponsor this half hour, J&M Landscaping, LLC. It's a tree division. If you need to get a tree down because winter is coming, make sure you call J&M. You can reach them at J&M Landscaping, MI.com, or you can call him. Call Jason, 248-640-7029. I had a huge tree in my backyard last year. Had Jason take it down, and other than the wood that I asked him to leave, man, the yard was clean, the side was clean, everything was great. You wouldn't have known that there was even a tree there, so they do a really good job. And if you go to currentonline.com and look at their ad in the current newspaper for August, you can see a coupon in there, 20% off for a first-time customer, and two stumps removed free with a tree removal. So if you had a stump still sitting in the yard, you can have both of them taken care of. So give them a call, 248-640-7029. All right, let's take a quick call from Jimmy from Manchester. Jimmy, you want to recap the Republican convention?
Sure, if you got time. The main thing that we did was to put our people on the ballot for November for the State Board of Education, and it's Nicolette Snyder and Tom McMillan, which I think are probably the best two out of the group that was running. Both of them are anti-mandatory Nation and anti-Common Core.